Talladega, the baddest and fastest racetrack in all of NASCAR, plays host to event number 10 on the NASCAR Ihop Cup Series season. Season 4 after a relatively chaotic finish Saturday at Richmond. We head out to Talladega, three-wide racing on a freeway of 30 plus cars. One wrong move and half the field can be eliminated. And just one shot. Some things we do want to note, there are a couple cars going to backup cars for this race, being the 10 of Blake Dillon and the 19 of Caleb Hoffman, because in single car run and practice runs on Friday, Blake Dillon cut a tire and spun. Caleb Hoffman tried to miss him by going to the inside, but instead lost control, slammed the wall. He will have to go to a backup car, and surprisingly, as he was spinning, he didn't collect anybody else, or they didn't collect him. That's probably the more scary part of this. Part of the wreck was nobody collected the 19. Anyways, we do have a relatively interesting top 10, or front row. WB Network, who won at Bristol, and Hunter Miller, who won the Daytona 500, are going to be bringing the field to the green flag this afternoon. Remember, and speaking of who's going to be bringing the field to the green flag today, let's take a look at your starting lineup. Row 1 finds the Mountain Dew Pitch Black Chevrolet and the Furniture Row Chevrolet. Row number 2 finds the Caterpillar Chevrolet and the American Ethanol E15 Chevrolet. Row 3 finds the Menards Chevrolet and the Target Chevrolet. Row 4 finds the Lowe's Chevrolet and the FedEx Express Toyota. Row 5 finds the 55 car and the Interstate Batteries Toyota. Row 6 finds the Haas Automation Chevrolet and the Smithfield Fueled by Bacon Ford. Row 7 finds the zestfully clean Ford of Alvin Alonso, sore after his wreck last Saturday night at Richmond. He will roll off 13th this afternoon on what is a gorgeous day for a race. Not a single cloud in the sky. See the rest of the field moving by. Apollo Moon starting 20th today. You see the rest of the field scroll by. Xavier Sodreska, his single car crash final practice Saturday evening after the Busch race. He will go to a backup car. He will start 32nd. Like to remind you that here are your 6 HD onboard cameras for today's race. Hunter Miller has the pitch black onboard. Jacob Tube has the Drive 10 Hunger on board. Zoex Moon will be having the Ihop on board. She will be taking the green flag from the 24th position this afternoon. Zach Speed playing to get his first win of the year and his first win since season 1. He will be taking the green flag from the 14th place starting spot. And then Derek Lewis with the Target on board. And WB Network with the Furniture Row on board. Race length, 12 laps to make up the 499 in the Aaron's 499 today. Remember about Talladega? The start-finish line isn't normally in the tri-oval like it would be at Daytona. It's clear down in turn number 1. So guarantee you there's that tri-oval can very well determine who wins this race today. Whoever makes the block or pulls out of the draft in the last second. It's going to be all about the draft and whoever your right dancing partner is. Pace car is off in front of a sellout crowd this afternoon here at Talladega. DW, reach up there, pull those belts tight one more time. Oh man, hopefully everybody's safe today. Gonna be bringing them down, get the green flag into the air. Boogity, boogity, boogity! These Gen 6 cars take a full lap to get up to full song. As you see on the backstretch already, double file on the inside lane being led by the 31 Hot Wheels 44 and the outside lane being led by the 5 Hunter Miller. Both of them have Richard Childress. These lanes have Richard Childress cars or associated cars in the case of the 78 with them. As we come off turn number 4, here comes that all-important line and decision. The leader who gets the push is probably going to be the one leading. Who knows how to control both of these lanes is going to be the one that's going to be winning today. It's the guy who knows how to control both lanes. And if he's out front. We do have first time this weekend. We have some cars up in the middle lane, top groove. You'll have to go back a few rows for that, though. See the 43 Mason Powers bringing the 2 all the way to the outside, and the 88's going to go right with him. You have a few more cars trying to get a look on the outside. And you got cars in the back trying to stay away from all the trouble. There's the small group of cars toward the back that are trying to stay out of trouble, as they're already beginning to form 3 wide packs. See, there they are at the back. The train being led by the 16 of Brendan Little. If I'm Blake Dillon and I'm in that situation, I need to go. I need to find a way to get behind that 19 quick. Otherwise, I'm going to be losing the draft, and pretty soon the lead group is going to basically eat our lunch. The lead group of 29 cars. And see, watch the 31. See, he's learning how to control both of these lines. As you go on board with him here, he goes to 27, gets a push from him. Now he sees the 5's going to get a run. He's going to go to the outside. But looks like the 3 pulls out behind the 78, gets a run. He wants to get a run. Now 2 lanes can be done. Blocking 2 lanes of this track can be done. However, blocking 3 is pretty tough. And especially if you're in the belly of this pack, like, around where the 11, and the 24, the 20, the 18, if you're in the belly of this massive pack, you're really on edge because somebody makes a wrong lane change or somebody spins, your wrecks here, you're going to take a lot of people with you. So that means if a wreck could start 3 rows up, for all we know, and it could start all the way in the second row of this pack, and it could very well just junk a bunch of cars. Blake Dillon, there he is. He's already lost unfortunately, he has lost the draft. There he is. He's back in the middle lane here. There he is. He's just now coming towards turn 1. And then here's the train of 4 cars. Led by Brendan Little. And there's the entire group of 29 cars. Right here, when you get in the third lane, it's kind of tough to block, so...
Whoa, Jonathan Morrison just got shoved to the outside there.
By the 31.
Almost got turned into the inside wall in the trial, or the outside wall. And look at this. Hunter Mill, looks like Menards Cup Series in the 27, barely led that lap.
And we got a car spinning, turn 4. That's, looks to me like the turn 3 and 4 area. Peyton Beasley, the 6, going around. Good thing he spun on the apron. First caution out in the afternoon. It's going to help Blake Dillon because he's going to be able to catch this lead group. Unfortunately, the 3 basically fell all the way up outside that top 10. That's the problem. If you get shoved out of the group, shuffled out in the pack like that, you're gonna have to be very careful where you pick your holes. You see the 3, luckily he waited outside. He could have very easily just turned dead right on the front of all the traffic right there and caused a big wreck. I mean, a really big wreck. Peyton Beasley getting the grill cleaned off. And we're going to get ready for another restart this afternoon. as you can kind of see in here, a lot of guys sometimes if they get trapped in the outs in the middle of the bottom, it going back to what we talked about earlier, it's all in about who controls the lanes. Controls which lane moves quicker, or you know, which lane gets to slow down today. You saw it there. Sometimes the bottom lane's the one that's moving, or it could very well be the middle lane could get, or the top lane can get some lane going, because the bottom lane, even though the bottom lane's the shortest way around this place. See this pack. Here we go. Going to bring them down.
Green flag.
Completed 4 laps before making our first yellow. Wow, look at that. 48 and 27. They knew when to go, but I think Hunter Miller boxed up the end, clogged that outside lane for a reason, because he wants to get in behind his teammate right there in the 48. But sometimes you can't do that much longer, otherwise it's going to create a big wreck, and the drivers are probably going to want to come at you here. And look at Nate Sherman pull to the outside lane, bringing Hunter Miller with him. And looks to me like they're going to take the top 2 spots. There's the 2 Childress cars on the outside lane. Finally, they're starting to get some momentum in the form of a big shove from the 42 that he's giving to the 31, that he's giving to the 78. You see here, looks to me like the 31, he is trying to, basically, he's trying to shove this 78 right here. With bump drafting, especially here, you got to be careful not, doing it too long and too hard in the corners, but at the same time, you want to move when you push a guy, you want to move them forward. That's basically one of the big reasons why a lot of people like to push, and a lot of people like to do the 2-car tandems late in the race. Same time, if you push a guy too hard, it's just going to lead into a wreck. It looks to me like the 5 was able to side draft the 78 right here. Get these 2 guys separated. See the 14 pull out, bring the 83 with him, give him a shot, push him right into this
78's back bumper 4 wide at Talladega.
When they're 4 wide, you don't really like the looks of the situation. And how about Zoex Moon and Caleb Hoffman? They're able to get the draft working very well, and it could very well play in their favor as they cut into the middle, settle into the third lane. But right now, they're chasing the 3-car breakaway at the front of the group.
Front of the pack, led by Hunter Miller in the 5. Nate Sherman in the 48. Hunter Miller in the 5. Menards Cup Series in the 27. The top 2 have a win. The third place driver,
Menards Cup Series, does not.
And meanwhile, all 34 cars are still on track right now.
In fact, let's listen to some spotter coverage presented by Mountain Dew USA. Spotter coverage of Paul and Moon, spotter TJ Majors. 18's pushing. You're kind of in the middle on your own, bud. You're in the middle. All right, get down for the 42. You're good. Oh, watch it. Watch the 18. Watch him. Middle. Watch the 18. 78's gonna cover him. 3 wide. Middle. Get to the 48 and the 88. Get to the 48. 27's giving a big shove to the 5. Watch. You may want to watch him. Watch him. Middle. Looks like they're gonna put a run. Whoa. Good save, bud. That wasn't necessary. Good job. Nice save. Still there. Nice save. Now you're getting a shove from the 78. Shove from the 78. Good job. You're good. Middle. Top. Middle. See the pack of 2, the 14, the 83 up on the outside. And then these guys, they're literally just chasing each other at this point. 3 by 3 and a couple rows of 4 wide up front. They're itching to wreck right now. They're literally asking for a wreck. Halfway through the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. Hunter Miller leads. Middle leads here. You're watching NASCAR on Fox's. We have trouble on the racetrack. Hunter Miller gets turned into the wall, and we have a big one. Oh, multiple cars involved. Oh, they're not done wrecking. More cars begin to pile up. Looks like the one at Grayson Alcevdo is involved. Zach Speed Got into the back of him. He's spinning. We made it to lap 8 to have our first big accident of the day. That right there. Wow, big contact for some of these guys. See, WB Network, he's involved. Hunter Miller. Grayson Alcevdo slammed into the inside wall. Window net down on his car. There you see some other extra cars that may have got through that. Were unclear. It looks to me like Jacob Tube may have received some damage in this from, hitting the back of the 2 car. There you got Sports Center Cup Series in the 11. He's involved. Not a lot of damage to his car, but damage. But a lot of the bigger impacts, mostly have looked to have maybe rest on the 43s. He spun and basically clobbered the inside wall, and he has a lot of damage to his car. First off, it was a purple car that was the first. Basically, he tried stopping a run by the 31, and it just bunched them all up. And now you got approximately a dozen race cars involved. Hunter Rizzoni, last week's winner at Richmond, stopped on the apron. Jonathan Morrison, also trying to drive away. See him driving through the picture. Zach Speed, I don't think he got much damage. He probably just spun the car. Just slightly kissed the wall back there. It's probably fender damage they can buff out. We talked about this so much during the pre-race. There's a good chance that whoever wins tonight is going to be the guy that covers both lanes really well. Whoever wins today's race is going to be the guy that pushes and he's able to manage all 3 lanes very well, That's going to be the guy that's going to victory lane. And if done correctly, you can really get a good gap, but be careful you don't get too far out. If done incorrectly, it's going to be a crash. And also, it looks to me that as the red flag has come out, and cars that are driving away from the scene, Jonathan Morrison, 1 win in Atlanta earlier this year. Been a relatively frustrating season for him. Jacob Tube on pit road. They tried bashing the front end out because he hit the tube pretty square there on. It's basically the wreck happened right in front of him, and somehow he didn't become a part of this, get torn up any further than he did. But the 2, yeah, they're calling him done. He's done. Grayson Alcevdo out of the car for taking that vicious lick to the inside wall. See, basically the left side of this car is just flat. Just like that, here's the unofficial list of cars involved in this big one. This what is our first big wreck of the day. started by a block gone wrong. And since all of it happened in the middle of the pack, some of these guys got very lucky. Notably the 18 and the 24 car. These guys got very lucky. No, they didn't get torn up further in the accident. So about approximately 11 cars are torn up in this accident. There's 3 that we know of at the moment that can continue. But they'll probably be a few laps down. And there's 5 that we know of that will continue. That'd be the 18, the 20, the 24, the 78, and the 5. And unfortunately, these 6 cars and Mason Powers, who took a vicious lick, are all not going to continue from this race. And while we wait, next Saturday, we're going to be at O'Reilly Raceway Park for the historical last hurrah at the facility. Due to the unfortunate conflicts with, Indy 500 month at the Brickyard, there are rumors that Lucas Oil Raceway, which actually is in the Brickyard of, basically the backyard of the Brickyard, is going to be replaced. Coverage of the Geico 400 begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with the Pizza Hut pre-race show. Then at 8 p.m. the telecast presented by Mountain Dew. That race can be seen on FX. And also, as we go to our tickets to the race portion of the broadcast, remember, next few races, we get into the summer months, things are just going to start to heat up. And after O'Reilly Raceway Park, we go head out to Brighton, Colorado for the Brighton All-Star Race. The showdown basically being at early in the morning, actually. A little short track brawl under the brawl, and then about 1 p.m. is when you'll see the All-Star Race. All events can be streamed there on FX and FX Now. And then the new road course that was built and recently opened up that Jonathan Wishard went out Tuesday and tested at when they were waiting for Talladega. He went out and tested there, loved the way it drove. So that coverage of that race, the Peerless Tire Grand Prix Brighton, can be seen at 1 p.m. Eastern Sunday afternoon, or 1 o'clock Eastern on Fox, your local Fox station, and then Kansas to then Michigan at the end of the month. 2 Mile Facility in the Irish Hills, 12 p.m. Eastern on Fox. And then we got to Kansas, 12:30 p.m. Eastern on FX. And then we take you all the way to Pikes Peak, where we have the sharpestrides.com 250, 2:30 p.m. Eastern on FX, on Fox. Then NBC and TNT get to take over. And we've had a heck of a ride to start the season. Here we go. Anyways, Pikes Peak, what are you looking forward to, Daryl? Pikes Peak getting the new repave. It's going to be very fun seeing these drivers trying to muster their way around what they tried to make a multi-route racetrack in the off-season, which they actually completed the repave a few months ago before the snowstorm. They're actually in the process of
finished it out. They're just going to test the cars out when they're in Brighton. There's going to be an open test down there. Anyways, enough talk. I'm going to be bringing the cars down for a restart. 4 laps of racing to go. Ready, red. Nate Sherman, Apollo Moon. Ready, ready. Still there. All right, ready, ready. Green, 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 green. Go, 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 go. Whoa, looks like 27 did not get a good start. It looks to me like he may have a problem with fuel. No fuel will go. Battery just shut off. Cycle your switches. Cycle your switches. Come on, cycle your switches. I can't. I've tried everything, bud. It won't go. Right up here is you're going to see a lot less take. As you see right here, the 22 just got shoved out of the outside lane. It's like he wants to go and get with his teammate in the 18, Jonathan Wishard. They see a gap. And it looks to me like the 27 has come to a stop. Caution. The battery has not worked, which means we're going to get a bit of a shootout. If we can get the 27 out of the way. We have a little bit of a short track style shootout. '27 Menards Cup Series. The battery has gone out. And now, if you're Nate Sherman, what do you do? Do you rely on a plan to have your teammate push you, or do you just get a hand signal to somebody and go? And well, right now, the 88's going to be on the outside him. He's going to have the 18 pushing him to the line. And he has the 19 18 of Joshua Leanbach has a pretty good reputation for, giving people big pushes at the end of these races. But then again, the 48 Nate Sherman, he had Chevrolet power behind him, so Chevy, Toyota. It'd be kind of a concern. Hopefully the 2 Gibbs cars behind him behind the 88 won't get organized. And they'll let him race. Hopefully they won't get organized and ready to go. Well, we'll all know, pretty shortly. 2 laps to settle it. Here we go. Could we get a good overtime finish? Do we make it to the white? Right under the scheduled distance? And if so, do we make it to the? Do we have to go to a green-white checkered? How does it turn out? Ready, ready, green flag, green flag. Just like we talked about, the 42 didn't really get going. Here comes
The 18 to the 11. Did they go too early, though? What a move to get out from behind the 88. I think they're trying to slide them out. They're going to clear him coming off, too. Wow, what a... Basically, that is a power move right there. And the backstretch. Oh, they're swerving. They're swerving. They want to wreck. They want to wreck. Whoa, there they go. Oh, round goes Jake Basinger. And also around goes the 83 of What If, the 83 car of What If Racing. Come on, keep your foot in it, keep your foot in it, keep your foot in it. Ah. We don't make it around to the white flag. Make it around to scheduled distance. And now this means we're going overtime. Basically, the 55 wanted to go, and out the 17 basically hit the 83 and just basically jacked him up and turned him around. First attempt at a green-white checkered. The 83 has got his car out of the way and good. But unfortunately, his chances of winning today are done. Look at how much damage is to the suspension of his car. "26 cars, all in one blanket." Here we go. 83 is in the garage. Chances of winning there are done. Hunter Izzoni is back out making minimum speed, but he is many laps down from the big one earlier. Here we go. I think he wants to get somebody pushing. In Jacob Tube, he sees potential that hopefully the damage from the wreck won't affect his radiator, the way he pushes. If you're anyone in this pack, you want somebody to move. Will it be Joshua Lindbach, KX Sports Center Cup Series, Derek Lewis, Nate Sherman, KFC Cup Series, Paula Moon, Caleb Hoffman, or maybe somebody else out of the pack? Here we go.
Definitely better start that time by the 48, right on the bumper of the 11. Green flag, go, 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 go. 18 also had a pretty good shot from the 42. And they're dead even in turn 1.
Off turn 2, it's all chips in the center of the table now. Side by side, dead even through the lanes. And who is this? They're making a middle because the 19 of Caleb Hoffman shoving his way up the middle, leaving perfect spot for the bottom lane. And more importantly, look who's in 4th, Dylan Murway. He could very well be a factor, but by the time this is over, he just wants an opening. And he may get one here if we come off turn 4. Oh, they're asking to wreck. They're asking to wreck right now. They're probably going to wreck. No way they're making around to the white flag in one piece. How about Jacob 2, though? He was caught up in that big one, and he is the 5th car in line. He could very well, if something happens up front, he could very well be pushing somebody to the checkered flag here. Here we come. To the outside. Here we go. Down to the apron. 4 wide. Jacob Tube being pushed home. Pushing home Dylan Murway. And look at this. Oh, mistime block. Around. Off the goes the 18. Do they waive the caution? He spun on the car off the apron. Now look who's up front. That 4 wide move could very well be playing a factor in who wins this race. Now Caleb Hoffman being pushed by the 19, pushing the 48. Here is where you're going to be pushing whoever is in front of you. It doesn't matter. It could be a teammate, it could be your worst enemy. You're shoving whoever's in front of you. Jonathan Wishart has driven away from getting up, spun into a wall. And how about some of these moves? Oh, looks like Caleb Hoffman, Nate Sherman, they're gonna have to be careful in this group. Here they come. This is the finish fans have stayed all day to see. Here they come. Down to the outside. They're crashing behind. Outside, Nate Sherman. Inside, Jacob 2, crashing all over the place. They're wrecking. They're rolling. There's a car upside down. Rolling behind. Now that they're spinning, there's several cars into the wall. Dylan Murway is going to be getting the win today here at Talladega, but they wreck behind them. Oh my goodness. Oh, they're still piling into each other. Look at that. A big crash to end this race here. Talladega. There were several cars that took some pretty vicious impacts. And how about this 4 car? He blocked the 48, came down, basically door slammed the 24 in a 3-wide finish to determine the winner here. But there's quite the scene behind them. It looks like there was another car a few more that piled up. There was another car that was on his roof. There's Peyton Beasley. Our cameras didn't really catch it in the smoke. Wow, what? That... There you see KFC Cup Series. Derek Lewis, other crew members out to that car to assist the drivers. And when you're up, wow, that's scary finish to end a pretty exciting race. Dylan Murway, out of the blue, took advantage of a blocking mistake by the 18. And he's going to be the one going to victory lane. Let me know if everyone's alright back there. That was pretty big. That was a big crash right there. And remember, when you're strapped in, hopefully they're able to flip that car upside down. I just hope he's okay. Hope KFC Cup Series is okay right there. There's other cars. They are stopping this race. Reports that parts of that car did go through the catch fencing. Finished unofficially. KFC Cup Series is the guy that finished today's race in the 8th position. Zoex Moon finishing the race up on her side. There you see they are trying to hook some of the straps to the cars. And what is probably one of the worst wrecks I've seen in Ihop Cup Series history. Basically, he flipped, tumbled, got hit by the 42 while flipping. And ends up on his roof. You see the Moon, she's on her side. And KFC Cup Series is on his roof. They gotta be careful flipping cars. They don't know if he's hurt. They don't know if he's currently hurt right now. Zoex Moon, they are tending to her as well. She's out of her car. But some pretty nasty impacts today at Talladega. and was probably the nastiest wreck I've seen. So they've put the strap to the 14 as we're giving you dates. Peyton Beasley is out of his car after basically taking a pretty nasty shot. We'd like to inform you that please stay with us for updates on Peyton Beasley on KFC Cup Series. And it's probably one of the nastiest flips I've seen in history. They've hooked the strap to the car. They're flipping it over. They're trying to be as careful as they can. They don't know if he's hurt, so they're telling him to. They told him to stay strapped in there. Please stay here for further updates. We're at Daytona or Talladega for what was possibly the scariest wreck I've seen here. They have updated the top 5 at the moment unofficially. It stands Dylan Murway, Nate Sherman, Jacob Tube, Apollo Moon, and Alvin Alonso are your top 5 since Alvin Alonso was the first car sideways in all this. And unfortunately, basically, the 14 ended up on top of the 49 first, and then got pushed off, and started tumbling. And then while he was tumbling, gets hit by the 42. So updates, they have cut KFC Cup Series from the car. The rest of the drivers are okay. Unofficially, he is scored in the 8th position. And I mean, how about Jacob too, though? Part of the first big crash and finishing today in 3rd and pushing the winner. That's impressive. Anyways, Dylan Murway has pulled into victory lane with where Steve Burns is awaiting. Dylan, nobody thought you were a factor in this race due to your qualifying spot. Tell us what you did. We had a lot of friends late. That's what we had. Steve, holy crap. Anyways, our Jimmy John Chevrolet was pretty good. We waited till all the wrecks and the late crashing. Here's your unofficial results as they flash by. Congratulations to Dylan Murway on his win today at Talladega. KFC Cup Series has been taken to a local hospital after his flip. It's posted rib injuries after that nasty flip. I mean, sucks he's injured, but could have been a lot worse. Remember, this Saturday, the last hurrah, Lucas Oil Raceway, 8 p.m. Eastern on FX with the telecast presented by Mountain Dew. Scary finish at Talladega. Congrats to Dylan Murway in the 4 car.